Hey, welcome to Heart Academy for December 16, 2019. I know I said I was going to stop putting the dates on these things, but I can't help it. It's a force of habit. So today, your homework for GEC Earth Science is going to be identifying independent and dependent variables. This is also very important for any science class that you do because you see experiments in which you need to show independent, dependent variables. And I think we did a really good job today with trying to recognize the difference between the two. So, let's see. Oh yeah, so remember I was saying I'm gonna do a few with you, and I'm only gonna do a few, so this video is gonna be really short. So if you weren't there for the classwork today, right? Once I explain independent and dependent variable in terms that that we can relate to, it will be much easier to understand how to do the homework and the classwork if you had missed that today. All right. So remember in class, this is my way of trying to define the difference between the independent and dependent variable is so. So the independent variable, right? I think of that as a parent or an adult, someone who is bad by themselves, right? So you're an independent person. So when you think independent variable, think someone that is independent. Someone that's independent is free to change their mind, flip a switch, something that they can do and change and just be free, right? So in this case, we're going to think of this as the parent, and that's why I put, parent for the independent, because an independent adult is someone who's bad by themselves, can do things on their own, can flip a switch if they want to, and change. So the independent variable is the thing that we can manipulate, the thing that we can change, okay? What's affected, especially if you're a parent, when you change, right, is your child. So I like to think of the dependent variable as the child, okay? And so remember, when you go to courts or, things like that, who are your dependents, or even job applications will sit there and ask, who are your dependents? And it's talking about your children, because your children are dependent on you, the independent parent. Okay, so what happens when we are the independent variable, remember, these are things that we can change. And if we flip a switch one day, does it not affect our child, right? So the factor or the result, right, that happens when the independent variable changes. Okay, so again, okay, so this is a change. The dependent variable is the change that occurs because of what the experimenter does or what the independent variable does. So parent can change, flip a switch, do this, that, the other. The child is the effect that happens when you make a change. Okay, so let's take a look at number one as an example. We have like number one, what is the effect of scary movies on pulse rates? So first thing that you want to do is identify two things that we're talking about within this little small experiment. If you recognize, right, we're talking about scary movies, right, on and pulse rate. Okay, so think out of these two things, what's the thing that we can control? The one that's bad by itself, the one that we can flip a switch on and off, right? That would be a scary movie. We can change the scary movie, right? So the independent variable in this case would be the scary movie, okay? Because we can change the movie, right? And if we change the movie, doesn't that affect our pulse rate? Our pulse rate can go either up or down depending on the scariness of the movie and if that affects us. So the child of this, the thing that is resulted because of this would be the pulse rate. So again, okay, pulse rate would be the dependent variable. The scary movie depends on our pulse rate, okay? So the pulse rate depends on the movie is a better way of saying it. So if we change the scary movie, the independent variable, our pulse rate will react to that, the dependent variable. So I'm gonna go straight across over this to number 7, and you can try, I'll try one more down at the bottom. You can try the rest on your own for the homework, right? So again, number 7, what is the effect of trajectory angle on distance traveled? What are the two things that we're talking about here? You don't even got to understand what the two things are, right? Trajectory angle is one of the things we're talking about, and distance traveled, okay? So what is the thing that we can manipulate, okay? You can't manipulate your distance traveled, okay? That would be the thing that we can manipulate is the angle, the trajectory angle, okay? So the independent variable, the thing that's bad by itself, the thing that we can control, the thing that we can flip a switch on, is a trajectory angle. It says trajectory angle if you're trying to read what I'm doing, okay? All right, work it out yourself. And the dependent variable, what's affected by the trajectory angle is the distance traveled. So that's your dependent variable. Okay? Now, I think I spelled that right, but close enough. So now you're getting an idea of what the classwork was like and also what the homework is. 2 examples are now already done for your homework. I'll go do one more, which will be down here at the bottom. The most expensive air freshener will kill the least amount of bacteria. So we're looking at expensive air freshener, right? And what's the other thing we're taking a look at, right? The bacteria, or the killing of the bacteria, right? Kill bacteria. All right, so what's the thing that we can change in this, okay? You can't change the amount of bacteria, but what you can change is the air freshener. So the most expensive air freshener, is going to be, or you just put air freshener for the independent variable, because that's the thing that you can smack it up, flip it, rub it down, and change it. Air freshener is the thing that we can change, the independent variable. And then what's it going to do? What's it going to affect? What is the dependent variable? The amount of bacteria that it will kill. All right, so that's all I'm leaving for you today. Look at that. That video took like less than 6 minutes. And I will see you guys tomorrow with all your graded work for you. And you'll have a fine time on your test. If you're here and got all the work done, you'll have no problems with it. All right, so I'll see you then. Have a good day.